most of the time with a thunderstorm this afternoon and a high of 88 to 91. Then thunderstorms in the area this afternoon will continue through this evening in spots, otherwise mostly cloudy tonight, low 73 to 75. Mainly cloudy and breezy on Thursday with a thunderstorm, high tomorrow 87 to 91. Couple of showers and thunderstorms Friday, high 85 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Help shape the youth of Marion County through the game of golf. Join fellow golfers in support of the 11th annual Marion County Juniors Golf Scholarship Tournament on Monday, September 27th at the prestigious Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. There'll be great prizes, goodie bags, even lunch at the clubhouse after the round. Don't miss your chance to play this renowned course with all its world-class replica holes while supporting a worthy cause. Sign up today by visiting MarionCountyJuniorGolf.com and help shape the youth of Marion County. Sponsorship opportunities still available.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Wednesday, hour number 3. Just about 55 minutes to go in this show. But, you know, it's a show run by a big dumb meathead, so why does anybody listen anyway? You know, no, literally that was relayed to me, and I won't say which campaign said that, but that was relayed to me by someone who was talking to a person in charge of a campaign who said that about me, not knowing that the person they were talking to knows me very well. So I find it funny when people say that. People, you know, oh, look at that big meathead. How smart can he be? We don't need to be on his program. Well, look, folks, I've never said I was the smartest. I'm just a good old boy from South Georgia. I ain't that smart. But I do have a talent, and that is I can't shut my mouth. And that works good for radio. I may not be good at this, but I am always talking. So there's never dead air, so that's good for radio. So if I'm a meathead that has no probative value and you don't want to come on my show because of that, whoever, you know, you are, okay. Or if you think that your candidate, you know, doesn't need to answer questions from the newspaper or answer questions from me or something, okay. You know, we're just trying to get your message out to the public. That's all. I mean, am I missing something here? 622-9622 is the number to call. I just don't understand candidates that don't respond to. It's not like we're the boogeyman. We're just trying to give you an avenue to give your platform to the voters so they can make an informed decision. It's not a, you know, I'm not going to hit you with a zinger. There's going to be no right-wing or left-wing agenda coming at you to try to disrupt who you are or what your thoughts are or where you are as a politician or a person that's running for public office. One of the best compliments I got during the week of interviewing the candidates 2 weeks ago was somebody involved with one of the candidates' teams came to me at a ribbon cutting. I went to a ribbon cutting. They came up to me and said, hey, I really want to thank you for the objective way you handled the candidates' forums last week on your radio program. It was a breath of fresh air. We appreciate it. You did a good job. That's what I'm looking for. I just want people to know that I'm trying to give out information out there that people can use to make an informed decision. With everything. That's my job. That's this radio station's job. To give you information that then will allow you as the listener to make an informed decision. We don't care what your decision is. The only decision I care about is that you make the decision to listen on a daily basis. Any other decision you make in your life, if you use information from this radio program to make that decision, okay, very good. That's what we're trying to do. But if you as a politician don't want to talk to the news media, you don't want to talk to your local newspaper, your local radio shows, your local, you know, a lot of people, there's some very well watched vloggers in our area. If you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to get your message out, why in the hell are you running for public office? Am I missing something? Am I really just a meathead and I can't figure it out? I'm just not smart enough to figure it out? I don't think so. 622-9622 is the number to call if you want to be involved with the program. Just like Mark did. Mark called. He had he always offers up something good. Even though we don't see eye to eye ideology-wise, we're a lot closer to each other than we think. And I think everybody in America is. I think you got the far left, the far right, and everybody else. And I think everybody else makes up the biggest portion of where we are in this country. I don't think conservative Democrats and liberal Republicans are that far apart. Somebody says you can't have a liberal Republican. Yes, you can. You can't have a conservative Democrat. Sam Nunn, hello. Of course you can. Both of those are more towards the center. That's all. They can do things called compromise with each other, which was what the backbone of this country was built on. Compromise. The woke generation don't want to compromise. We didn't compromise it. Compromise kept slavery going. Yes, and it kept the country growing. Compromise of 1820. The Missouri Compromise of 1820. Yeah, it kept slavery going in the Deep South, which was an abhorrent event. But it also kept a young country from ripping apart at the seams. Compromise. Neither side's happy, but both sides can live with it. That's what compromise is. And we've stopped doing that. The woke society doesn't want compromise. They want theirs way and only their way. I want my $2. When a majority of this country, a majority of the people that live in this community, I firmly believe, are closer in ideology than people want you to think we are. I think that you got the progressives, which are the far left. You got the far right conservatives. But I bet probably 70 to 75% of the country is in between those two factions. Joe Manchin, who is from West Virginia, he leans more conservative, even though he's a Democrat. I mean, people forget, in the South, you were a Democrat. That's what you were in the South growing up. I thought I was going to be a Democrat all my life because my mom was. Everybody around me was. That's just what it was. I got to college, started getting a little education, and realized, I don't necessarily know if I want to be a Democrat. But I understand some of the Democratic leanings. I think that we should have small government. I don't think we should have government intrusion. But I understand socially you have to help out people that need help. Now, I'm not saying help out somebody sitting on their fat rear end collecting a check just because it's more conducted, the way the system's set up, it's more conducive to sit at home than it is to go out and get a job. That needs to be fixed. But remember, we used to help our fellow man. We didn't care for them. We didn't pay all their bills. We didn't take care of everything. But communities used to help each other. You knew your neighbors. The time we live in now is all about angst and how angry we can get at each other. We need to get back to compromise. We need to get back to the large group of people who can see some common ground with each other, whether they're conservative or liberal, whether they're Republican or Democrat. You got to find that common ground and build from there. How are you going to find that common ground if you don't come on and talk to people on radio shows and talk to people in newspapers so people know where you stand to see if there's common ground between them and you? Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. The church that I belong to has what is called the Pastor's Discretionary Fund. It is under control of the pastor. The congregation has no vote in the matter other than it comes from the donation to the church. And if a person comes in and needs some money, the pastor will, unless the pastor recognizes the story as a complete scam, will, donate what he can.
100%. That's what I'm saying. We used to, if your neighbor had a bad week at work.
And it doesn't have to be a member of the church.
No. Thanks for the call, Jim. That's what we used to do. If a neighbor had a bad week, and he'd come over. I remember vividly Doug Dasher. I remember it vividly. Doug Dasher, who was did auto body work. I remember him vividly coming over and going, "Hey, Smitty, it was a little tough this week. Didn't have the business we would usually have, and we got everything paid for, but I'm a little short on grocery money. Can I borrow $20 or $25 from you? I'll get it back to you next week or the week after." My dad would say, "Sure, Doug." And then the thing was, Doug would get the money back. But even if he didn't get the money back, my dad was going to help because Doug had 2 little kids. And Doug went to work every day. Some days, some weeks, it was just short. So you helped that person because they were trying to help themselves. So you help them. That's human nature. You don't help somebody that sits on their fat rear end and does nothing and just collects a check. No. If you can work, get up and go work. Then if you come up short, then maybe you get a little something to make ends meet. That's how it should be designed. But that doesn't sound very Republican, Tom. It sounds like what people should do to help each other. I still don't believe the government should do it. I still think it should be done through private entities. Neighbors helping neighbors. Nonprofits helping, like Interfaith does and like Brothers Keepers does. Salvation Army. It's not the government's responsibility. It's our responsibility as humans to help each other, to navigate this crazy thing called life. It's not the government's responsibility. That's where people go, that's not very Republican, Tom. Yes, it is, because I don't think the government should be involved in it. We as humans should be doing it. Take a break. Come back. Take your call. 622-9622 is the number. We'll be right back after this timeout on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call 2 men in a